Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Shotgun Red, and have we got a great recipe for you today.
It is tomato season. It's time for a good pie. Don't you like pies?
I do like pies, and this is a Southern classic. Everybody loves tomato pie here in the South, and we are going to show you a great way to make it.
I'm going to start out with like 3 or 4 tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. I love these kind right here.
Oh yeah, love Roma tomatoes. They're perfectly round and
easy to cut.
That's right. We're just going to slice these about that thin. And once we get them all cut, we're going to place them on some paper towels.
On this tray here.
And we're going to sweat them by adding a little bit of salt. And we're going to let these sweat for about 20 minutes. And in addition to salt, I'm going to add some Italian seasoning because it adds lots of flavor to my maters.
On your maters.
We like them maters flavored up now.
Yes, we do.
So we're just going to let that sit on this tray for 20 minutes and maybe 20, 25. And we'll go on to making our pie crust. So we just got some refrigerated pie crusts. And there's 2 of them in here that we kind of let sit out for a few minutes so that they got room temperature.
So they're easier to roll.
Exactly. And this is a deep dish. Now this is a 9-inch pie dish, but it's a deep dish. So it's not going to give me my fluted edges like I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one in here. And then we're going to take this other one and roll it out. And take a pizza cutter to it. To give me that outside edge that I'm looking for this deep dish pie. So just kind of take your little pizza cutter around there.
Got it all evened up.
And just place it on the edge of the dish. And now I'm just going to roll this back up and put it back in the fridge. I'll use it for something. I'll make a pie out of it or some mini pie.
It'll be used by the night.
That's right. Some kind of mini pie or something.
Yeah.
So then we're just going to press that in to the other pie crust.
And to make your flutes.
Yeah. So once we get that all even, all the way around.
It's just like it came together.
That's right. It's just an extra big pie crust.
Right. Nobody ever know the difference.
That's right. So we'll just flute those edges and make it pretty.
Now look at that.
I know. I like them fluted edges.
It is ready for some groceries in it.
That's right. So we'll poke some holes in that with the fork just so it doesn't bubble up. Got our oven preheated to 350 degrees. And we're just going to bake that according to the package directions. And then
we'll whip up the egg with the mayonnaise.
And we've got about, this is a little bit more. We usually do 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, but I'm using a little bit more because it's a deep dish pie. So 1/2 cup is what it would call for.
And you
Steve's
can do
mayonnaise.
your own, give or take.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you may want a little bit more creamy, but 1/2 cup is usually what it calls for. And don't forget to check out Steve's mayonnaise recipe.
Now you put some ranch dipping mix.
And we're going to sprinkle 1/2 of this package in here. That's going to add a lot of flavor too.
We use that a lot, don't we?
We do. But you know what? I'll use the other 1/2 for a roast or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use it for sure. So once we got that completely mixed up and our pie crust is done, it's still a little warm, but it's okay.
Ready to start layering these tomatoes.
So we're just going to place a layer all the way across the bottom. And guys, if you have some of those maters that didn't come out perfectly round, you could use some of the ugly ones down there in the bottom.
Yes. Nobody's going to know. We won't tell nobody.
Nobody's going to know about your ugly pieces, half pieces, or things that you might have messed up when you're cutting. In fact, I got one right over here. There we go. See?
Waste not, want not.
That's right. Let's stick it in there. And then some fresh basil that I took out of the garden. Nothing like basil and tomato.
Mm-mm.
And some fresh green onion, too.
This looks like a real fresh dish.
It is. Then we're going to dollop some.
Of our mixture here.
Probably
the mayo and ranch seasoning.
Mm-hmm. And maybe about 1/2. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys, because it's going to spread around when we cook it in the oven. So, just get it in there as even as possible.
It'll all melt to the bottom anyway.
That's right.
Now our mozzarella cheese.
And we're going to do about half of that in here, on this layer anyway.
All together like a cup and a half. Yeah. Now 1.5 cup of shredded cheddar cheese or Mexican blend.
Yeah, whatever kind of cheese you want to use. And then we've got
Our bacon.
And we've got a 1/2 cup of pre-cooked bacon here. You could use as much bacon, guys, as you want. If you want a whole pound of bacon in there, you can do it.
Now, guys would like a lot of bacon.
That's right. But we got a 1/2 cup here. Then, once we get that on,
here's some more tomatoes.
Layering on them maters.
Just throw them in there. Don't
I
matter.
am. Look at me. I'm just going to toss them on in.
Some more basil.
An onion and
Creamy sauce.
the rest of our sauce, yeah.
Spread the love around in there.
That's right. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it in there as even as possible. It's going to melt throughout the pie anyway.
Some more shredded cheese.
And this is the rest of the mozzarella.
Just dump it. There you go.
That's right. Just dump it in there.
Some more cheddar cheese. We do a lot of layered dishes, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
More tomatoes. More cheese.
A little bit more cheddar around the edges. Now we got the last of the maters in there.
Now we're putting the last of the bacon in there.
Spread that around on top. And a few more pieces of basil and onion. Add some pretty greenery to the top of that.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So now we can do our onions, crispy onions.
And guys, you could use Ritz crackers, butter crackers, whatever. You could use the crispy onions. And you don't have to use anything at all. I just like a little crunch on
I
top.
love crunch.
And these crunchy onions add so much flavor. So we're going to just sprinkle a little bit of this on top. So we've got our oven.
Preheated to 350 degrees.
So now that's ready to go in the oven. And we're going to let that bake in there uncovered.
For about 30 to 35 minutes.
And guys, if it gets a little too brown on the edges, just take you some foil so that it doesn't get too brown. Just place it around the edge, depending on your oven. Look at that.
That looks awesome. That's a meal right there in itself.
Mm-hmm. Delicious. And what you guys might want to do is let this cool completely, put it in the refrigerator to let it set, and then bring it back out and heat it back up. You don't have to. It'll just be a little bit messier if it's warm, because that, the mayonnaise mixture doesn't quite set up all the way. So you might want to let it cool a little bit and then just reheat it. But we're just going to dig into it now because it just looks too yummy, doesn't it?
It does. Okay, that's mine.
Look at that.
Mm.
See, it's a little messy, but that's okay because we're going to eat it anyway.
Forks up on that.
That's right.
As Steve was saying, is this the best tomato bacon pie you've ever tried? If it ain't, it ought to be. We'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. Bye.
Well, that's She and Jen, them two girls having too much fun. We hope you enjoy this recipe, and we really hope you subscribe to our channel. That's easy. Little Shotgun Red's face will pop up over here in a little bit. When you click on it, it'll say subscribe, then you're subscribed. Next to it will be a little notification bell. If you click that little bell, then YouTube will send you every single one of our recipes or a notification that we posted one as soon as it comes out. See you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. Is this the best? If it ain't, it ought to be.